got my charts in sight. Gonna trade these markets, gonna do it right. No more blowing up, no more reckless bets. Risk comes first, yeah, place your best. They said it's luck, but they don't see a trader's game is strategy. It's not about just passing fast, it's staying funded, making it last. Prop done right, take control. Trade real smart, let the profits roll. Risk comes first, that's the way. If you wanna last, gotta trade that way. Prop done right, stack that green. Build it slow, keep your trading clean. No more tilt, no more fear. With the right plan, your payday's near. Micros first, stay in your lane. This ain't no casino, this ain't no game. Drawdown's tight, so keep it small. Stick to the plan, don't risk it all. One trade, two trade, then I'm done. Locking my wins, cause I already won. Patience pays, no need to chase. Pass it right, then keep your play. Prop done right, take control. Trade real smart, let the profits roll. Risk comes first, that's the way. If you want to trade that way. Prop done right, stack that green. Build it slow, keep your trading clean. No more tilt, no more fear. With the right plan, your payday's near. No shortcuts, no quick wins. Trade the plan, stay locked in. Risk is tight, but I don't fold. Stick to the rules and watch it grow. Prop done right, take control. Trade real smart, let the profits roll. Risk comes first, that's the way. If you wanna last, gotta trade that way. Prop done right, stack that green. Build it slow, keep your trading clean. No more tilt, no more fear. With the right plan, your payday's near. Stick to the plan, don't chase the hype. That's how you trade. Prop done right.
What's going on, speculators? Prop done right. Let's spend the last hour before the long holiday weekend. It's the Futures Fanatic channel, Power Hour. Welcome, welcome. Can I get a 1 in the chat for picture and sound? I had a couple people say that the mic cut out a bunch of times, and then I asked them where it cuts out. Now, I do sometimes go like this, where I look somewhere, and then you might hear that, but when I'm speaking in the mic, it's all good. So let me know. Give me a 1 in the chat there for picture and sound. Welcome to the stream today. I am just basically working on one account here to try to see if I'm able to pass this sucker today. I passed 2 other accounts today, 150s. It's 9,000 in profit, trading micros only, exactly the way you're seeing it on the screen. And so now we're going to see if we can get this last one going. I am short, so I'm short Nazi here, and really we'll be adding one. It should be right at the swing high plus 6 points, like something like this, 77.5. So sellers had plenty of opportunities today to try to keep it down, and buyers came in. All right, good. Pictures and sound are good. That's good to hear. All right, I didn't either. I'm not exactly sure. So I guess I shouldn't worry too much about it when he says this damn. Literally, it said, this damn fool's mic, M-I-K-E, keeps cutting out. That's a very useful comment. But I enjoy the interwebs. I'll take everybody on there. All right. Tick Blaze. Tick Blaze, are you here? Is that really Tick Blaze? Or is that someone impersonating Tick Blaze? We got Tick Blaze right up here. Testing the prop shop today. It's been a pretty profitable day. I've tried to kind of lose money on some trades, but we haven't been able to do it, at least not today.
Order pending.
Over here, we are short gold and short the Nazi, really small.
Order filled.
Should really just be covering right here on this gold trade.
Order pending.
There. I'm normally not going to be in any gold this time of the day, so we'll just watch the Nazi here, which is moving higher. Your payday's near. Oh, hey, Ashley, how are you?
Order filled.
Good to see you. It's late there on a Friday. What time is it? Must be like 9 or 10 at night, isn't it? over there in Europe. So what you're seeing on the screen right here, folks, is we got to wait until we hit this line right here. This is a valid short 2171s. This is just kind of fiddling in the middle. I wanted to put on a few positions just so we had something going on. The Dow Jones is already in the offer zone, so you can build a position right here. Let me just show you. I'll sell that and sell this.
Order pending.
Okay.
Order pending.
Now, what you want to do always is
Order pending.
kind of do a big picture thing. And I don't mean go look for a higher time for anything like that. I just mean the big picture of today, right? The big picture of this week. This week, we finally got a little rug pull. Okay, it was a 20-year bond auction that sent the markets down a little bit. And then we were much higher in the Globex. We recovered almost all of that. And then this tariff stuff came out this morning, but the buyers came in. They could not make lower lows. It's also a Friday. So I would suspect that we're going to chop around a little bit, probably work our way a little bit higher, and then the close is anyone's guess. All that being said, what you want to do on any Friday or on any given day is just decide, I'm going to be broadcasting in the afternoons here, but are you an afternoon trader? Do you give a lot back in the afternoon? Do you know what your stats are in the afternoon? All right. Because the questions I get asked a lot, which are when do I know when to buy the minus, short the plus ones, or wait to short the plus twos, right? This trade right here, this level right here is not really a level. It's just starting to build a position on the short side in the offer zone. You can look to build shorts anywhere in here, okay? I would not be looking to try to trend trade this long into the afternoon, looking for a little burst. I mean, the Dow could go green today, right? But higher probability that anyone who bought this morning is pretty darn happy, and we see some selling pressure at some point. But I could be wrong all the time. I really don't care. The key is establish, protect, and respect a daily risk budget, right? I'm trading over here on TickBlaze 2 prop shop accounts that we're just using for testing. They're $100,000 accounts. I have $880 risk budgets in these. You can see today they're up about $300 or $470. That's a factor that I can consider, right? Now, a lot of people might be continuing to trade if they were down. If you were down and were close to your daily risk budget, don't try to get it back on a Friday by shorting a market that's come back a bunch. But if you're up and you want to practice, experiment with getting short in the offer zone, no problem. Now, I'm not in a position here yet in the Dow, so we'll go back to the NASDAQ. If I had a 2-lot on, my targets would be here and here. But since I have just a 1-lot on, I'm just going to use this swing low here.
Order pending.
There's a good chance we're actually going to bounce off of this line right here. This is a 233 EMA on a tick chart. Boom, boom, boom. 5 a.m. in Melbourne. 10:11 in, I believe that's Estonia. Is that correct? Estonia? I think it's in Estonia. I have a similar position on over here, so I'll just bring us over here, and I'm going to buy the ask right at that level right there. I'm also short the S&P, and I'm going to buy this.
Order filled.
And over here, just waiting for VWAP here. So basically looking for some shorts. Back over to TickBlaze. And here's another thing that I've been talking about, which is, take it in one account. Take it.
Order modified. Order
done.
filled.
And
Position
then
closed.
use your other account to go for a little runner. I've talked about this before. One of the nice things that these prop programs provide, again, if you're doing this correctly, keeping your size really small, abiding your risk budget in your lead account, is what do I hear a lot? I hear, I always get out too early. No one ever says, I always let it go to my target or my stop. It's very, very difficult. You always let it go to your stop generally, or you even add more. We all know how to lose. The key is if you have the ability to practice with 2 or 3 accounts or a little bit more with a prop firm, enter everything at the same level, and then practice managing each trade a little bit differently if they're profitable. Okay? This NASDAQ short right here happens to be profitable. You don't practice different risk management techniques. You don't need that. Your risk management is your risk management, which is I have a daily risk budget. If I get anywhere close to that daily risk budget, I hit the close button. It doesn't matter what the market's doing. And I do that in my lead account and any accounts that are following. And if you start with a daily risk budget that doesn't exceed 10% of your account value, so if you have a $50,000 account, or let's say the one I have over here is a $6,000 account, because on TickBlaze you're going to be able to buy the same drawdown as profit objective, which is pretty cool. I think one of the first firms to do that. So for instance, you pay a little bit more and you can have a drawdown to profit objective ratio that are 1-to-1. I just did it to test it. As you know, I do practice what I preach. I am never going to get close to a $6,000 drawdown. It'd be the equivalent of me putting $6,000 in an account and losing half or more of it. It's just never going to happen. That's why, these accounts here, these PAs and stuff here, these are cash machines. Why would I ever risk violating those? I can take $2,000 out of them every 8 days. At Take Profit, I can take whatever I have above the profit threshold whenever I want. Give me a 1 in the chat if anyone's ever taken a payout from Take Profit twice in 1 day. Because you can. Do you know that? I think they're the only firm that allow that. Now, most of the time that should not be the case, because if you're able to make that amount of money, you're probably trading minis and trading a little bit big. But you can catch times with 2 to 3 to 4 micros. I had someone comment today that they read the ebook, they followed the instructions, and they were able to make like $400 today trading just micros. And they're like, I didn't think that was even possible. All right, so this account right here, W1, still has, I don't want that. Why is it doing that? There we go. All right, so I lost my train of thought, but what I was basically saying is when it comes to managing a profitable position, you can be your regular self maybe in 1 or 2 of the accounts, meaning your regular self, get a little nervous. I got a winner, I'm just going to take it. And then once you've locked that in, on the next one, try maybe something like trailing a tight stop. And on the final one, don't even have a stop, have an add, like back in, and then a target down here, right? So this is, I think I did this right, big white arrow. Do I have a big white arrow? Here we go, big white arrow. All right, there's the target right there. This particular trade has no, am I on the right screen? Yeah, okay. This particular trade has no, Mr. Blutowski has no grade point average, 0.0. So there's no buy stop even on here. I'm going to risk this coming all the way back up and filling me right here. Because if I don't have any inventory on, how am I ever going to get to this target? Right? How could I ever get to this target without inventory on?
Order submitted. Order filled. Order filled.
All right, I'm going to go back to this chart for a moment because we are in 3 positions here and they're all profitable. Here I am going to run a buy stop.
Order submitted.
And I'll resell this little swing high here, and then that'll be a 3 lot if we start to really rip higher. So I'm trading 4 or 5 markets right now. I'm also in a Bitcoin position right here. I know I'm jumping all over the place, but that's the key to
order submitted.
Keep you guys guessing.
Order filled.
Here's the Bitcoin upper right-hand corner. So I'm long Bitcoin, short NASI, long Bitcoin. These are on 2 different platforms. See if we can get that Bitcoin up to VWAP right there. And then we'll come back here. I'm going to trail this stop down right here. You know what I joke about a lot is if I can show on the screen a little bit of the theory of logic, and then you're just looking at it and make money while streaming, while having not one, not two, not three, not four, not five, not six, but 7 different platforms open, including market making over here on TT off the screen. That's on a different machine. I need more liquidity for micro options, because I'm like the only guy trading them and the only guy making markets in them. 671 today, trading micros, never more than 3 at a time. That is amazeballs. And gang, if you do this anywhere close to the way I describe it in the Prop Done Right ebook, you are not going to have to worry about the rules. You are not going to have to worry, with some exceptions. Don't get me wrong. If you trade a few micros and you're doing it right, but you violate a news trading rule that they have at Take Profit, you're going to lose your account. All right. So I'm not saying, you can totally avoid the rules, but all this stuff on end of day versus trailing versus this versus that versus this, it's all just dancing between the raindrops, because everyone is trading in a majorly over leveraged manner. So don't let that be you. And so Jeremy is a member of our group. Jeremy, you did $600 trading only micros, not even 3 at a time. And eventually, once you really hone your skills, you can do that across 3 accounts, 5 accounts, 10 accounts. You know what I mean? And what I joke about is I like to joke around how long it takes me to doctor this screen every day. This account actually is in a trade, so you'll be able to see that I jest here, right? What you're seeing on the screen has 5 funded accounts, if you will, and the rest are evals. But at any point, we're getting very close. I passed this account right here today. Look at this one up here, a $265,000 account, silliness, right? A $7,500 account that I'm going to get to close to $15,000, and then it qualifies. The fun thing is, once these all pass, I'm not even going to fund them. It was just like a challenge. All right, here we go. Probably going to get a buy stop here. S&P on its way to the target.
Order filled.
What's up, Barry? Well, dig into your wallet there a little bit. Grab 1,500, $2,000, become a lifetime member. You can come join whenever you want. Good to see you. All right, let me show you something that is on Ninja that I have a huge, long feature list that we're working with the TickBlaze folks. We'll get a lot of this stuff implemented at some point, so we have all these order management features. But I'm going to right-click in here and change this to an OCO order, and then I'm going to put a buy stop up here at 27.5. Good chance it gets hit.
Order submitted.
And then put the sell.
Order canceled.
The buy limit down
Order
here.
submitted.
Okay. And then I'm going to turn off OCO. And what I'm also going to do is attach this buy limit order to the order flow VWAP right there. So now what I have is an order that essentially has a stop and a target. And as VWAP moves, if it moves at all, this is essentially as automated as it can get. Now what I'm going to do is come up here and put a sell limit here. Also hit the attach button and attach it to the plus ones. And now I'm done. I don't even have to look at this chart anymore. Does everyone see what I just did? Now look, the vast majority of you should be trading with something like an ATM, or make sure you have stops and targets in the market when you enter. But that's when you're starting out. What I'm teaching here is essentially leapfrogging to professional trading. Okay? I'm not saying that professional traders don't have stops, but professional traders essentially use portfolio risk management or session risk management So they're making decisions based on what their overall P&L and positions are for that particular session. Beginners, newbies, a lot of people probably listening to my voice, you're still stuck in how do I manage every particular trade? All right, so now what I can do is drive this down here, okay? And this is actually being managed by, both of these trades are being managed by the indicators. Dow Jones, let me take another one here.
Order filled.
Okay, and the NASDAQ, I am flat. So I'm not going to get long NASI at VWAP. That is a level that you could consider getting long at. Let me switch back up to Tick Blaze, and I'm just going to exit this NASDAQ. I'm going to hit cancel all.
Order canceled.
And close.
Order filled.
Okay.
Position closed.
And now we're closed. I'm going to work on some one-click orders at some point as well. And then I have a gold trade over here. And I'm just going to close this.
Order filled.
Cancel
Position
all the orders.
Closed. Order canceled.
And close the
Order
other position
filled.
there.
Position closed.
And then what you want to do is, of course, come over to like your control center, right click, cancel all the orders.
Order
And
canceled.
we're all done. And again, very nice day today overall. And again, I'm just testing this stuff. So it's hard for me to even lose money testing. All right, so let's come back over here. And we are only in one Dow now. So basically flat. My goal was to try to get this account to target today. So I passed these two, but you know, it's about $600 away, and that would be a pretty, I was trading it really kind of conservatively versus the others. Here's what I'm connected to over here today. Apex Rhythmic, Apex Tradeovate, Legends Tradeovate, Interactive Brokers, Ninja Trader, Tick Tradeovate, and Take Profit Tradeovate. I also have active accounts with Tradeify that I'm not connected to right now, Elite Trader Funding that I probably will never connect to again. We'll see how that goes. Bullinox, Earn to Trade, Futures Funded Network, I have an account there. So I could technically connect to about 6 or 7 other things, but that's a little wacky. Why don't I fund them? I've discussed some of this before in the past. So I've been very fortunate in the last 4 or 5 years since all these prop programs came along. Now, I think I've done it the right way, trying to create quality education and do things properly. There are definitely people out there that have taken advantage of being very good marketers and have produced some affiliate income commissions that are absolutely astounding. I mean, I even didn't know the extent of this until the last 6 months or a year or so. So I've built up an affiliate business where many of these firms are paying a decent amount of money to me every month in passive income just because I have codes associated with people that are trading these programs like Drunk Monkeys and resetting them and, you know, blowing up accounts and doing all these things. In a terrible way, a lot of marketers are incented to teach and show things that ensure that people don't pass, because many of you think that the firms don't want people to pass. That's really not true, but we can argue about that. Or you're welcome to your own opinion. You just have to trust that I know far more about the industry than you do. But I guarantee you the marketers don't want you to pass because they don't get a piece of your any of your payouts. They don't get a piece of your activation fees. You know, they want you to continue to fail. So why do I run these programs and then cancel them? One is I need to always have a program going for anything that I'm recommending. When Apex had some issues over the summer and still a bunch of people spreading all kinds of nonsense about their lack of payouts and things, there's a lot of payout denials to mostly people that should get denied. That's the end of the story. But I want to participate in the programs and fund just enough programs so that I can take some payouts, make sure it's all working, and experience it exactly the way it's supposed to. But the real reason I don't, and I buy a bunch of them, sometimes I activate them and literally actually cancel them after I activate them. That's something that I can't remember the firm. Oh, TopStep. TopStep was like, what are you doing? And it's like, look, this is this weird thing. I just need the accounts again, so I'm going to blow them up, and I'm going to start all over. And I don't know if any of you guys can guess why, but when you make $20, $30, $40, $50, $100,000 a month in affiliate commissions, guess what you need? You need some write-offs. You need some expenses associated with your business. So for me, having 10 or 20 accounts at a few firms, it's literally the only reason I'm even doing business with a couple firms. And by doing business, I mean I just buy programs, pass them, trade them for a while, cancel them. Right now at Tradeify, I'm in the process of sort of blowing up the first 10 accounts that I had because I'm starting to generate a lot of commissions from them as well, and I need write-offs against it. So there you go. That's the reason. But it's absolutely not a waste of time. I want to be able to show you that you can make $15,000 in demo money trading micros. Follow exactly what I'm teaching. You can't follow my trades or anything. Develop the situational fluency, and within 6 to 9 months, you will be able to take a $7,500 account and double it within 2 to 3 months. And that's really all you're doing in a $250,000 prop account. If the profit objective is $15,000 and you have $7,500 account, you have to double that account. That's it. But it's not really a $7,500 account, right? It's a zero account that you can draw down $7,500. But how about do this? Act like it's your real $7,500. That's why I have this here too. This account has made $0 this month, and I've been very transparent about that. It made $0 in April too, but it didn't lose. I don't know about you, but the last couple months have been pretty wild. And if I don't know if you can see there on the screen, MBT, MYM, MNQ. I trade the exact same way in a $7,500 real live account, just to show you that this stuff works and is possible. And you might have, if you really only had one account, that's the beauty of these prop programs, right? You can copy a little bit, but if you really only had one account, you got to treat it like gold. You can't sustain a deep drawdown in this thing. But in March, I grew it from 7,500 to like 11,000 and took a $4,000 payout. In February, it was like 2,200, and in January, it was close to $1,500 or $2,000. And where that was, and you know, I can get back to trading in just a second. We got 15 minutes till close. But over here in our Discord, we have this. Where is it here? We have a payout channel, right? Prop payouts. Now I call it prop, but it's kind of like my own prop. So let's just go back to. It's been a while since, because I know I didn't do it in. Let me see here. There you go. That's an ACH withdrawal from my IB tracking account. $1,000. So maybe it wasn't. Here we go. 1,750. Okay, 1,750. That was in February. Anyway, who cares what I'm doing? This channel is what makes my heart warm up, because it's reasonable withdrawals from these prop programs. And I don't know everybody's situation, but I know the vast majority of the people that are posting in here are doing it the TDG way without extreme volatility in their profile. They're not putting their prop program through a whole process to review all of their accounts because they didn't violate a lot of rules and they didn't have a whole bunch of problems. And, you know, we have some superstars too, right? Oh, that's $1,600. I thought that was, there's $5,000. Okay. We had, Chang had one payout of like 100 grand. So, anyway, picking up what I'm putting down, hopefully. Let's move this out of the way.
Order
Back to
filled.
a little bit of trading here. Okay, I'm going to close the gold trade here. I'm not going to close it. I'm just going to run that there and a buy stop
Order
right here.
submitted.
I also have a Russell short that
Order filled.
is popping up a little bit there. All right, did I see any questions in here? Have I tried day traders? So no. So there's some inside stuff on day traders where it's probably not going to be a firm I'll do anything with. Maybe at some point, but we'll see. I meant Rhythmic and Tradeovate Ninja Trader simultaneously. So I have a blog post that I did here. I'm going to actually send a video. If you're just on this stream, but you know you're not part of my list, it would be, you know, it'd be great if you, let me see here. I thought I had that. There we go. I'm going to turn this on and turn this on. Download. Here we go. So I point the wrong direction every time. Download the Prop Done Right ebook. Even if you think you got this all figured out or what have you, it would, it'd be helpful if you get on my list, because then you can keep tabs on everything that we're doing over here at TDG, which is basically just free education. And I saw a note in there about, you know, simultaneously Rhythmic and Tradeovate. So I cover all that in these two blog posts right here. Okay. The answer is you can only log into Rhythmic one time on NinjaTrader, but then you can log into unlimited Tradeovate accounts. Okay. So unlimited Tradeovate accounts, but you can only log into Rhythmic one time. So for instance, I could, like I have Bullinox over here on a VPN, right? So I have Bullinox on a VPN. I can disconnect here. All right, I have positions. So let's I don't have positions. I just have orders. So we're going to disconnect
canceled.
there.
Order filled.
What do you know? Green. We made money in every single account. Bullinox is a classic example of where I generally fund one master for a little bit and then trade it for a bit and then cancel it and then fund another one and cancel it. I have no interest in doing much. They're a great firm. I did recommend them, but they're starting to change a lot of their rules. It's getting a little wonky. Plus, I've never met them yet, so I just use it for testing and purposes. I'm on my 89th eval, as you can see. At Bullinox, I've never blown one, so every single one of these is passed and then canceled, if you will. But let me disconnect from this. I'm actually going to close Ninja over here. And I'm going to close my VPS. Okay. Then we're going to come over here. And let me go over to orders. I'm going to cancel all these orders.
Order canceled.
Then I'm going to disconnect from Apex Rhythmic, because you wouldn't be able to do this. I could connect to both Apex Rhythmic and Bullinox Rhythmic, but I have a grandfathered license that no one really has access to. So instead, I just disconnected there and then connected here. So this will take a moment to connect, and then we'll see how long it takes. There we go. So now I'm connected to Apex, Trade-of-8, Bullinox Rhythmic, the only rhythmic connection. Trade-of-8, Interactive Brokers, this is an API connection. Ninja Trader, which is using their Continuum or CQG feed. And then we have Tick and Take Profit. And then now we should see those accounts over there, all these Bullinox accounts with the profits as well. So there you go. Let me put these, if anyone's interested, let me put these 2 articles in here. Boom, boom, boom. This one and this one. Here we go. All right, there we go. All right. Where's the link? I'll put the ebook in here again. For those that, if you ever come to the website, just check it out for a while. Scroll for a little bit. You'll find a lot of stuff. The ebook is right down here on the website. So that's where it is on the website. Gang, I'd just like everybody to, there's a question about tick blaze and weight. There's gonna be a lot of information, again, to people on my list. So get on my list. Next week we'll have a lot more information, new information about the soft launch of Prop Shop. It's not clear exactly who can be in the original launch yet. I'm not sure. Might just be members of my community to start. But we'll get everyone hooked up. And again, if when you use my code, I'm going to give you the workspace that you see right here. I'm going to give you this workspace. By the way, I saw that I was on the wrong. This is the website. I don't know if I was on this screen at the time, but there's the prop done right. You just scroll down a little bit. It's also under resources ebook. Okay. Does the ebook explain the strategies? What the ebook does is it links to some workshops and some other things that do explain the strategy. The best way to learn the strategies is to try out the trial, and then you'll get access to the recordings. You can watch some recordings. The only way to learn anything is by actually getting in there and doing it. So that's how you do that. Ooh, would it be good to open? We already answered that. So Lardo's asking a good question about session times. I'm going to just take all of the questions that I get, and I'm just going to create a video, and then I'm just going to direct, or a blog post, and I'm just going to direct everybody to that blog post. I've mentioned a number of times that, and I'm going to die on this hill for right now. And look, I get it. If you're in Asia and stuff, and you want to learn how to trade the Nikkei futures, move up and down, you can learn that. If you're in Europe and you want to trade the Eurobond, or you want to trade the DAX has been moving great. Okay. You don't have to be working on the New York session, but if you really want to learn the fastest, it's an hour before the New York Open to about an hour and a half after. If you're not able to trade during that time, now every time I mention this, and I've created some shorts, I get all these assholes that comment about, I make so much money. I don't give a shit when you make a lot of money. I'm talking about the vast majority of people when they can practice, okay? The fact that we have this guy that does this slow markets thing where they just sit there and watch paint dry most of the time. Now, Globex markets happen to be a little active right now, but to answer your question, it's not whether my stuff works and other. You should really only be practicing during that time. And if you can't, then it's going to take you a lot longer to find instruments that move at different times. You're going to be jumping all over the place because the Prop Done Right ebook tells you to trade the Dow. And the Dow is the easiest product to learn on. It's the smallest increment. It has the lowest volatility profile. So if you can't do that, you can try it a different way. But that was just a long-winded way of saying that try to do that. And to answer your question, For the most part, no, because my strategy, these two strategies are based on volume and volatility, and you don't have either of those two things outside of the New York session. Okay? You just don't have those things. So if you don't have a lot of volume, you don't have a lot to work with. If you don't have a lot of volatility, in other words, range expansion, these bands right here, let me show it to you on TradingView, right? So we'll look at it on TradingView because it's kind of visually clear to see on TradingView. Suck it, gold. I need gold to come down. All right. So here on TradingView, let's just look at the Dow, for instance. You see how the you need the market to open for you to get range expansion to trade these bands. You can't be messing around in here. There's not enough movement. All right. We got this tariff stuff this morning. Big sell-off, but you see how quickly these bands adjusted, and then they gave you a -2 level that was never tested for the rest of the day. Not only that, -1 wasn't even tested for the rest of the day. See this? That wasn't even tested. 3 more minutes until the market on close orders. You got a 404 error when you signed up at which one? .404 error for what? I don't know. Maybe I didn't copy it in there correctly. The link above. Which link for what? Just go to my website then. Just go to the website, tradersdevgroup.com. Go to the website and sign up for whatever you want. There you go. Yeah, you can use the previous session's volatility profile to trade. I'd suggest that you look at the prior session's range trader instead of that. So the range trader would be right here. So prior session's high and low is really, really important for the next session. Prior session's POC, which is the prior point of control. We call it VPOC, volume point of control, right? So I would suggest using the profile levels as opposed to the prior session's volatility bands where they ended, but you can do that as well. Oh, the multi-prop one? It works for me. When I was in the software business, I used to get so pissed at my engineers when they'd say, well, we can't, it works for us. We can't replicate that problem. Those of you that are over there on TopStep using TopStep X, I have it set up like this. You can't use the Renkos over here, and unfortunately you can't import yet any external indicators. They do have a new API that's going to be pretty cool. They're setting up their own brokerage, so it looks like there'll be the opportunity to bring in some external resources here. But it's not that important because if you just have TradingView, which is basically free, 15 or 20 bucks a month, a couple $100 a year, any serious trader that doesn't have a paid plan to TradingView, I don't really know what you're doing. So anyhow, this is my setup over here. It's just minute bars, and this is 5 minutes, this is 30 minutes, and I'm just referencing the stay in your lane strategy or the range trader strategy. With one other thing, I do like this 5-minute visible range profile. It gives you another level here. For instance, 5805. They've kind of, all right, there's the market on close, and really not a whole lot of anything going on. I'm just short the Dow here. See if we can run it down a little bit. Put in a buy stop. Sell here and here.
Order submitted.
Doubt we get a reversal. Yeah, I don't know, guys. It might be the way it appends the things in the chat. I'm not really sure. Just go to the blog on my website. It should work. It's the last 2 articles on the blog. One in the chat, is anyone tailing this thing here? Remember, this is for educational purposes. Don't eat yellow snow. Look both ways before crossing the street. If you knew the difference between good advice and bad advice,
Order
you probably
filled.
wouldn't need any. There's a good chance you're going to lose all your money and a lot of sleep doing any kind of trading. That being said, I'm asking if anyone tailed that position and was short from the plus ones here on the Dow Jones. So far, we can't really get a break. So no break yet. I'm basically... That was the M2K, sorry. I was on the wrong chart. Here's
Order
the Dow.
submitted.
I was looking at another screen too. So there's a Dow. Anyone short the Dow from... Friends don't let friends trade the Russell. So here's the short area on the Dow. You could have built a short position all the way in here. But I started out the discussion today talking about situational fluency and are you up on the day and how do you do on Fridays and what's your stats in the afternoon. You should know all those things. That's the situational fluency that's involved. If you're up and you want to F around and find out a little bit in the afternoon and you see that this is kind of holding, what I don't want to hear is complaints about, well, I always get killed and I short right here into the close on a Friday and it rips my face off. Then just hit the close button when it starts to move above this zone right here. I don't know how to teach just common sense. I don't know how to teach common sense. You don't have to beat yourself up if it starts to move above and well I don't have any, I get so frustrated and it's this, that, and the other. You get frustrated because you don't have enough screen time and you haven't developed the skill to sort of just see the matrix a little bit. All right, here we go. We're going to hit. Did you guys watch the stream on Thursday, yesterday, on Wednesday? It was almost the same thing. I had these shorts working in the Dow, and we went right down to target. Let's see if we can finish off the week the same way. On the flip side, let's come up here for a moment. You see this right here? So what do I do about this? With 5 minutes left in the session, do I add one? This is a level right here, right? This is definitely a level. You could be adding one there. But what I'm going to do is just hit the close button. All right, so we're flat.
Filled.
And, oh, missed it. We just hit target over here. So Great Dane's done. Lenny, though, had the same thing. Calvin had the same thing. Somewhere in the Rockies had the same thing. So there we go. Now I would say it's good to be done. We call this Solid Green Ass. Does anyone here want to hear the Solid Green Ass song? It's kind of a long song. We could play a little bit of it. Let's play a little bit of the Solid Green Ass song. It's a rockin' song. So, that just started right in the middle of it. What the hell? There we go. I'll just play a little bit of it because we all want to be and have a solid green ass.
Woke up with the charts in my head, coffee black and my eyes blood red. Lines drawn, targets on the map. Today ain't the day for a market trap. Price hits a level, I'm ready to blast. Risk tight, profit coming fast. Momentum's hot, it's my time to ride. Stacking green candles with my trade price. Solid green ass, solid green ass. Stacking gains and I'm moving fast. Solid green ass, solid green ass. Kicked in the doors, now I'm built to last. Solid green ass, solid green ass. Profits high and I'm having a blast. Solid green ass, solid green ass. Rolling deep today with my solid green ass.
All right, that was fun. All right, try to have a solid green ass. If nothing else, you should check out our group because we have hundreds of AI songs that are related to trading. It's relatively juvenile, but very fun. Can't take ourselves too seriously. Solid green ass, solid green ass. All right. 5 more minutes left. Pop in any questions that you have if you have any. We got a bounce on this Dow right from where we'd expect. Anyone get long there? Get long at the VWAP and the Dow or anything else? Looks like the S&P, same correlated move, right down to VWAP. There's the long there. And the NASDAQ right down to VWAP. So shorts paid off. They really couldn't rally them here. Yes, if you want to have, Brad, did you upload all the songs over there? If you want to get access to all the songs, you shouldn't put all of them up here because day trader beats. How come that doesn't come up? Is it all one word? Dude, you got to optimize that a little bit better. Day trader, is it day trader beats? There we go. It's all one word. So here's all the songs. But you should come and listen to all the new ones in our room. God, there's a lot on here already. Lose Like a King. This could go one of two ways. This one's good. All right. Nice little bounce into the close. This could go one of two ways. All right, so quick around the horn. Gold did come in, did touch the plus. You got to do this on each. Why does that not work? There we go. So the plus twos up here got hit right there perfectly. And then take target right there. S&P down to just to VWAP, perfect touch. We saw this on Ninja. We're now in the middle of the range. We would say don't fiddle in the middle. When you get a little bit more advanced, you can decide if you want to trade both ways and use VWAP. This is a very flat VWAP, so it would be something that I would avoid. Plus, we only have 1 minute left, and we're done. I'm going to do what we do when we end our room. We play some music for a little while, so I'm going to play the same thing I played yesterday, which is the FOMC Rhapsody, inspired by Queen. We'll go out with that. Have a great weekend, everybody. I'll just play this tune. It's a holiday, Memorial Day holiday on Monday. I hope while we're having hot dogs and baked beans or whatever in the United States, we always want to try to remember what these holidays are really inspired by. And thank you to everybody that sacrificed and served in the military. I do not trade on any holidays, even when the markets are open for a short period of time. So I would highly recommend, they're going to open up again on Sunday night. Just take it off. Come back and join us on Tuesday if you'd like. And enjoy the FOMC Rhapsody.
Is this the real train? Is this just fantasy? Caught in a wedge zone, no escape from
Order
volatility.
canceled.
Open your charts, look up to the Fed, and see. I'm just a trader, I need no sympathy. Because I scalp real fast, flip real slow. Take my gains, let 'em grow. Anyway the price flows doesn't really matter to me. To me. Mama dropped a big old lot, had my stop set way too tight. Now I'm red and out of sight. Mama, my fiddles are all a mess. The news just hit, my dom just lit. I cried. Mama, ooh, didn't mean to chase that wicked fun. Not flat again this time tomorrow. Trade on, as if nothing really matters. Too late, my feels are gone. My platform's lagging bad. Slippage took the gains I had. Goodbye, my edges fried. Gotta face the truth now. I just flipped long and now I'm short. I lied. I see a little silhouette of a wick. It's a fake out. It's a fake out. Will it bounce or will it dip though? Thunderbolts and lightning. Liquidity is frightening. Let it go. Jerome Powell, Magnifico. But I'm just a poor trader. Nobody loves me. He's just a poor trader. No stop, no symmetry. Spared from the wick by this mad volatility. Scalp here, flip there. Will it trend? I don't care. Please don't milk my P&L. Powell smiling as he lets the market scream and So you think you can stop me and fill me on thin air? So you think I won't rage quit and toss out my chair? Powell can't fake me out now, pal. Just gotta get flat and trade. Smart, nothing really matters. Not the news, not the Fed. Nothing really matters if you just trade your edge.
All right, everybody.
The price flows.
Have a great weekend. Stay green, trade like you mean it. Thanks for joining the